This broadcast is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars in Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, Davis Ford, First American National Bank, TM Realtor Agent Ricky Murphy, Max Home, the ICC Baptist Student Union, Cagle Eye Center, Bank Okolona, Sam's Town Market in Mantachie, State Farm Insurance Agent Brandon Poland, the ICC Wesley Foundation, the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association, and donations to the Sports Information Indian Club from viewers like you.
Ooh, fumble. Let's give her a Renaissance replay. Make the right call with Renaissance and get cell phone protection with Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking. Sign up today.
$5 for my own money?
That's a bad call. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking with ATM refunds today.
Today tastes like a home game, like a huddle. Tastes like we're bringing the heat, and like a front row seat. Today tastes like we're a team, and it never tasted this good.
Ever since we opened our doors in 1964, Davis Ford in Fulton has been committed to providing the highest level of customer service and customer satisfaction. That level of commitment is shown in our 18 Ford President's Awards for overall customer experience. Whether you're looking for a tune-up, a trade-in, or a new F-150, the team at Davis Ford is here to serve you. Come see us today in Fulton. Call us at 662-862-3711 or visit us online at davisfordsales.com. Davis Ford, small-town dealership, small-town prices.
And welcome to the Davis Event Center on the campus of Itawamba Community College, where tonight the 17th ranked Indians of ICC clash with the Gulf Coast Bulldogs. The Indians are looking to bounce back after their 10-game winning streak was snapped in a 86-76 loss in overtime at Meridian on Monday, while the Gulf Coast Bulldogs look to build off of a 90-67 win over Hines and attempt to notch their first road win of the season. Hello, everybody. Dylan Hutton filling in for Adam Gore tonight, joined by Jim Ingram. I hope you're staying warm on this cool, damp Thursday afternoon. And, Jim, we're going to see an ICC team tonight that's coming off a loss, something they've only done now twice this year, which is a great thing. But sometimes a loss can be a bit of a reset after a 10-game winning streak like that. How can Coach Grant Pate turn that loss into a positive going into this final stretch?
Well, Dylan, first of all, glad to have you here tonight. You'll do an outstanding job. Of course, we would have a great broadcast if Adam was here and Jim wasn't here. But we're glad to have you tonight, and you make a good statement there. We were 6-0 in the division. We lost our first game on the road in overtime. I think Grant has had them focused all year. They've played well after they've won some games, but we can build on this. We've got a good team. We've started out great this year, and tonight is a bounce-back opportunity. Now, everybody that you play in division, even though Gulf Coast is 3-5 in division tonight, they can play ball. Like you said, they won their last game. We got to be ready, but I think they'll be ready tonight. Our team is a very focused team, and you'll see tonight, and I think knowing you've done your homework, we have a lot of people to score. We don't have one or two people. We can rely on 5 or 6 people a night that will pick up the slack if someone's having an off night. So I think we'll bounce back tonight.
Yeah, they've got some guys that get into double digits frequently. And speaking of guys that get into double digits, Gulf Coast going to be without their number one guy, Jabari Robinson, first on the team in points per game, 13.6 a game. Second on the team in assists. He is out tonight from what we heard.
That's going to hurt them, no doubt about it. And we're looking down there. We think they're dressing out only 9 or 10 players, and maybe we can fast break them some and get them a little tired out. But they still got some good players, good scorers. We got to be ready tonight, and it should be a good ball game.
So run that floor.
That's right.
Looking for your next new or used vehicle? Look no further than Davis Ford, located on 904 West Main Street in Fulton, or visit them online at davisfordsales.com to experience the Davis Ford difference. Of course, you're tuned in here to the Davis Ford pregame show on the ICC Sports Network. It's now time for our game preview, and I think just a couple of notes that I had coming into this game. 3-point defense. Gulf Coast has the second lowest 3-point percentage allowed in the conference, only allowing 27% clip from beyond the arc. And on the other side, though, ICC is only allowing 29% from deep. So these teams have it put together from the defensive beyond the arc.
No doubt about it. Both teams very athletic, get out there, will cover the three-point shooters. That's some good stats there, and I think that's going to be a key to the game. I know that we'll try to work the ball inside. We got our two big guys, 6'8", that alternate. We'll try to get the ball to them inside, but we also have 4 or 5 guys that can hit the three-pointers. Hopefully we'll get some open shots.
Try to expand the range here and try to up that percentage a little bit for all the opponents of Gulf Coast. Another thing, road-home splits. ICC this season 7-1 at home. Gulf Coast 0-8 on the road, Jim. And the most interesting thing about that is they are scoring a full 13 points fewer per game on the road. They're 83 points per game at home, only 70 at home.
Well, let's be honest. We hope it continues tonight. Yeah. You know, and if we got some people from Gulf Coast listening, we don't mean that it's rude. But, of course, we're pulling for ICC. We hope it continues tonight, but we know they'll come in ready to play. Should be a good ball game.
Going to be a great game, and when we return to the Davis Ford pregame show, we'll get you the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works starting lineups as we inch closer to the First American National Bank opening tip-off. This is ICC Indians basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
So when are you going to give me back for the pizza?
Oh, personal foul. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make a successful handoff when you transfer funds to friends and family with Zelle and the Renaissance mobile app. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make the right call for 24/7 roadside assistance and sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking today.
Want to make a good living? Come learn a skill at Max Home. Upholstery trainees start at $15.50 an hour. Our upholsterers average $23 an hour and can make above $28 an hour on production. We're also offering a $500 sign-on bonus to experienced upholsterers. Max Home is hiring for all positions and is willing to train quality people. Max Home makes all their custom-built products in the USA. Join the best, train with the best, be the best. Max Home, Bolton, Mississippi, and Max Home, Sulligent, Alabama.
When I came back to school this year, I brought my bank with me, and the student checking account at First American National Bank was perfect for me. No monthly fees and no minimum balance, and I can manage my money right from the app. I can do all my banking with text messaging if I want, and I can deposit a check just by taking a photo. It's that easy at FAMB.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
My bank followed me to college.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
It's that easy at First American National Bank.
Ever since we opened our doors in 1964, Davis Ford in Fulton has been committed to providing the highest level of customer service and customer satisfaction. That level of commitment is shown in our 18 Ford President's Awards for overall customer experience. Whether you're looking for a tune-up, a trade-in, or a new F-150, the team at Davis Ford is here to serve you. Come see us today in Fulton. Call us at 662-862-3711 or visit us online at davisfordsales.com. Davis Ford, small-town dealership, small-town prices.
The Davis Ford pregame show chugs along on this wet Thursday night in northeast Mississippi in Fulton. The First American National Bank opening tip-off will commence in about 6.5 minutes, 6 minutes and 22 seconds, as ICC gets set to take on Gulf Coast. It's now time for our Tupelo Coca-Cola starting lineups, and I'll toss it over to Jim Ingram.
Thank you, Dylan. Of course, starting tonight for Gulf Coast Bulldogs. They come in with a record of 9-11, 3-5 division. Number 3, Javian Gordon, a 6'3 freshman from Mount Olive. Number 5, Donovan Sanders, a 5'11 sophomore from Walls Lake Carmont High School. Number 12, DeMarcus Poe, 6'3 freshman from Meridian. Number 20, Javon Anderson, a 6'2 sophomore, Columbia, South Carolina. And number 21, Darius Dawson, a 6'5 sophomore from Sumner, South Carolina. 2 guys from South Carolina starting for them tonight.
There you go, ranging out there for the Gulf Coast Bulldogs.
And also tonight for the ICC Indians, coming in with an overall record of 16-2, 6-1 division, hoping to bounce back tonight after losing in overtime to Meridian. Number 3, Josh Lee, 6'3 freshman from Canton, Hartfield Academy. Number 4, Kobe Harris, a 6'3 freshman from Spanish Fort, Alabama. Number 12, George Marshall, a 6'4 freshman from Jackson, Mississippi, Forest Hill High School. Number 14, Jaden Webb, a 6'10 freshman, Olive Branch, Mississippi. And rounding out the starting lineup, number 21, Rock Robinson, a 6'6 sophomore from Pontotoc High School.
And Robinson hit a clutch three to get
no doubt
Itawamba into overtime in that loss to Meridian on Tuesday. But, I think, looking at that loss going back, they came back from down multiple came back multiple times from being down double digits. It was a true fight,
no doubt,
they showed. They didn't give up, and that team was just hot. You know how it goes in the game of basketball.
No doubt, any team can beat you anytime. Guys, I got a question. Lee, I know you're here helping us. Did I not see us in baby blue uniforms? Now we changed to white. I wonder what is the reasoning. Who knows?
They came out and warmed up in the powder blue or baby blue, whatever you want to call it, and switched over to the home whites. But either way, they got some sharp uniforms.
Yeah.
I guess they're wanting to show them all off tonight. Starting lineups are brought to you by Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works. And they're a proud sponsor, and they support ICC in the surrounding areas, ICC and Coke. Now that's a winning combination. Thursday Night Hoops from Fulton continues next on the ICC Sports Network.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
Little Caesars Detroit-style deep dish pizza has caramelized crispy cheese edges and a soft, chewy center. Do you love it, Matthew Stafford?
I'm not a walking billboard.
Okay, never mind.
Pizza, pizza.
Get Little Caesars Detroit-style deep dish pizza for just $8.99.
Pizza, pizza. It's the Little Caesars Pizza pregame with Pals, Pepsi, and pizza.
A pizza pregame with Pals, Pepsi, and pizza.
Totally.
Thanks, Matthew Pafford.
Order online before games and you can win prizes, like Super Bowl 57 tickets.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
Hey Indian fans, I'm Ricky Murphy, real estate agent, Tommy Morgan Realtors, and I'm also a proud alumni of the All-American Marching Band. Itawamba Community College was my home for 2 years, and where you decide to make your home will be one of the most important decisions of your life. Whether you're looking to create a plan to buy your first home, or if you're ready today to make a move into your forever home, give me a call or send me a message so we can discuss your next move. And from my family, Roll Tide!
Ever since we opened our doors in 1964, Davis Ford in Fulton has been committed to providing the highest level of customer service and customer satisfaction. That level of commitment is shown in our 18 Ford President's Awards for overall customer experience. Whether you're looking for a tune-up, a trade-in, or a new F-150, the team at Davis Ford is here to serve you. Come see us today in Fulton. Call us at 662-862-3711 or visit us online at davisfordsales.com. Davis Ford, small-town dealership, small-town prices.
Welcome back to the Davis Ford pregame show, as we're now about 90 seconds away from the First American National Bank tip-off, close to commencing this conference battle between the ICC Indians and the Gulf Coast Bulldogs. It's now time for our Bank Okolona keys to victory. And Jim, what has to be done tonight for ICC to get it done?
Well, I know Coach Payton and his staff stress defense, and tonight I think is very key to come out. A quick start I think is very important, but play defense, offense, and defensive rebound. The offense will come together. But we got to play defense and rebound the basketball, limit them to one shot, take advantage of ourselves, our ability, and our height on the boards.
So there you go. There are your keys to victory, brought to you by Bank Okolona. New name, same great service that North Mississippi has come to know and trust for over 75 years. John Herod and the staff at Bank Okolona is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. That's going to do it for the Davis Ford pregame show. I'm an Ole Miss guy, and I said that.
I like
Basketball from the DEC is just around the bend. Tupelo versus Gulf Coast coming up next on the ICC Sports Network.
Ever since we opened our doors in 1964, Davis Ford in Fulton has been committed to providing the highest level of customer service and customer satisfaction. That level of commitment is shown in our 18 Ford President's Awards for overall customer experience. Whether you're looking for a tune-up, a trade-in, or a new F-150, the team at Davis Ford is here to serve you. Come see us today in Fulton. Call us at 662-862-3711 or visit us online at davisfordsales.com. Davis Ford, small-town dealership, small-town prices.
Today tastes like a home game, like a huddle. Tastes like we're bringing the heat, and like a front row seat. Today tastes like we're a team, and it never tasted this good.
If this just cost a little bit less.
Let's take a look at that with the Renaissance replay. Make the right call with over 400,000 shopping discounts right from the Renaissance Rewards Extra checking app.
Might be a little while before I get to the bank.
That's an incomplete pass. Let's give it a Renaissance replay. Renaissance Mobile Check Deposit. Make the right call and open an account with
And welcome back to the DEC. It's the Gulf Coast Bulldogs against the number 17 ICC Indians. Dylan Hutton alongside Jim Ingram getting ready for the starting lineups to be announced. We already rolled through those a moment ago, but we'll go down to the floor so you can catch those.
From Ridgeview High School in Columbia, South Carolina, sophomore, 36'2", number 20, Javon Anderson. And from West Florence High School in Sumter, South Carolina, sophomore, 36'5", number 21, Darius Dawson. And now, the starting lineup for your ICC Indians, led by head coach Greg Payne and assistants Darian Wilson and Jacob Mixler. From the Hartfield Academy in Canton, the freshman, 36'3", number 3, Josh Lee. From Covina, Illinois, a freshman, 36'3", number 4, Kobe Orange. From Boydale High School, the Jackson Metro, 36'4", freshman, number 12, George Marshall. From Tennessee, Crown County, our Wildlife Range, 36'10", freshman, number 14, Jaden Will. And from P-Town in Pontotoc, 66'6", sophomore, number 21, Primetime Robinson.
There you have it, the starting lineups being announced, getting set now for the opening tip-off. And Dylan Hutton, as I said, alongside Jim Ingram, a bounce-back opportunity for the ICC Indians as they take on the Gulf Coast Bulldogs. We got the band in the house.
No doubt about it. Band got a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of cheerleaders. You'll see the dancers over there. They'll be doing dance at halftime. So a lot of enthusiasm. Hopefully we'll come out with a W tonight.
Hopefully so. A bounce back, as we said, opportunity for ICC coming in this game. They're 16-2, 6-1 in the conference. Gulf Coast 9-11, 3-5 in the conference. And the other thing about Gulf Coast, they're winless on the road. ICC trying to keep it that way as we head out towards center court for the opening tip-off in this one, which is brought to you by First American National Bank. As we have Jaden Webb, the 6'10" freshman out of Olive Branch, will jump up. I think if you were going to have anybody jump, that would be the guy you'd want to
You want the
lead the
6'10"
way.
guy out there, no doubt about it. At least he can intimidate you a little bit.
That is true. I'm glad I'm not having to jump against
No.
him.
I wouldn't even try.
Looks like Idell Walton, or take that, Javon Anderson will jump against him, and it will be controlled. The First American National Bank tip-off will be controlled by ICC as Colby Horace has the basketball. Now driving center of the lane, lost it, and has picked it up, but there's going to be a jump ball. It's going to send it back to Gulf Coast.
No doubt about it. Looks like they came out in a man-to-man early here.
They did. And that First American National Bank tip-off, ICC fans, show your school spirit with First American National Bank's exclusive ICC debit card. Visit FANB.bank for more information. So we're underway here in Fulton. Gulf Coast first time. Back cut to the basket. Some contact underneath. Miss, but an offensive board. And kind of a double clutch underneath.
Almost a walk, but they didn't call it. That's okay.
Javon Anderson gets them ahead. Yeah, that was a couple of clutches, but I'm going to say that it's going to count 2-0 as the Bulldogs strike first. Splitting a double team, lost the basketball. That was Marshall. Now he'll get it back out. Robinson for a three-way offline, and it's corralled by Gulf Coast.
Dylan, they're going to have to hustle tonight. They're 6'8" players out. The tallest player they got listed on the team is 6'5".
I was going to say the rebounding differential should be favored heavily for ICC. There's a three-pointer up by Anderson, and he'll knock it home. It's 5-zip. The road team, Gulf Coast.
And Anderson's got all 5.
Yeah, off to a good start. You were talking during the break that you had seen them at an eatery, right? And
right. I saw them last night at a local establishment, so they were concerned about the weather.
Big slam there on that end, Jaden Webb. He's 6'10", didn't have to go far, but he feeds it into the bottom of the net.
Like that, but anyway, they got here a day early, so they should be well rested, I think.
Quick shot on this end, rebound by Josh Lee. Leading scorer for this ICC team. Three-pointer up and off the front iron from Marshall. We've got a battle for the rebound, and it's going to be a foul on Gulf Coast.
No, I got it on Robinson. And Rock was on the back there a little bit, I think, Dylan.
So his first?
He was hustling, just got a little bit too much of the body.
So 5-2 early.
We mentioned 5-2. Gulf Coast with the ball with the lead. 18 minutes left in the first half.
Drive by Sanders off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Webb. See what Lee does with the basketball here. Had it one-on-one across to Robinson. Now into the far corner. Dribble it back across the wing. This is Marshall. A little pull-up jumper, and he's fouled at the free throw line. He'll get 2. They're going to get the foul there on Javon Anderson.
Dylan, George Marshall's been solid all year for us and been several nights our leading scorer, so we hope he can get hot tonight.
Marshall, a 75% free throw shooter, his first up and nothing but net. As he brings the Indians within 2, 17:47 to go here in the first half of this battle as ICC tries to bounce back after their first loss of this new year. You know, their last loss was back in November.
Right.
November 17th.
Every night's difficult in this league, and I know Coach Payton and the staff's got them ready. Yes, we're 16-2, 6-1, but it's going to be a battle tonight.
It's a good thing to have that long between losses, right? It's nothing to complain about.
That's right.
There's a drive after a little step back, and he lost the basketball. Another turnover, fairly sloppy early. Get a foul again on Javon Anderson. That'll be his second,
wow,
so he'll have to take a seat.
It's amazing. I thought we got a timeout. That's 2 fouls quickly on him.
And Anderson had 19 points Monday against Hines.
And he's got all 5 of the points tonight right now.
Yeah.
That hurts him.
He's been active early in both good and bad. Looks like ICC going to take their time as they bring the ball up the floor. It's Lee with it, off to Robinson. Work a little screen and get back up top to the lengthy Webb. Now a drive by Horace inside, and he draws the contact, and he will get a couple of free throws here.
Dylan, you're right. He drew the contact. He had 2 guys up there, and he just kind of leaned into both of them and got fouled.
Did a great job working to get the lane open. That's one thing we've noticed early from ICC. They've been able to work the ball down into the paint fairly easily. They do have that size advantage,
no
like
doubt
you
about
said.
it.
Shot up and good. Well, idea rebounding margin per game, positive for ICC, 14.3 is what they're averaging more than their opponents. On the other side, Gulf Coast negative 1.8, so they're getting beat on average.
They are
in the rebounding game.
We're bigger than them. We got to hustle. We should control the boards, I hope.
Really a guard-driven team here against some size that ICC has. 6-5 now. The Indians have taken their first lead after that pair of makes. Drive inside, blocked out of bounds and off the leg of Dawson. Give the ball back to ICC, who's been on a bit of a run. They've answered with a 6-0 run after trailing 5-0.
You're right, and that time the player went up between a 6'6" and 6'10" guy, couldn't get the shot off, and just went out of bounds. Height and great defense by the Indians.
Get it out on the wing to Horace. Now underneath, Robinson, easy lay-in. He tucked in behind the defender and worked his way up the baseline. 3-point lead for ICC.
Dylan, you mentioned we're on an 8-0 run now. 8-5, 16:40 left in the first half.
Defense has really cranked it up after giving up some shots there in the first two possessions. Back to the basket. Dawson can't do much. He'll go back out on the wing. That shot clock down to 10. Out into the corner. Three-pointer up and off. And tipped out of bounds. They're going to say it's off a web, so it'll stay down here with Gulf Coast.
I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to agree with the official on that call.
I believe so.
I think he had the right call.
We had a great angle on it. It was down here in our corner. They'll have a baseline inbound with a reset shot clock after that one hit the rim. Bounce it into the corner of the lane. And a quick shot from the free throw line knocked in. Hit off the back iron and rattled in. Darius Dawson gets the bucket. His first points of the afternoon, the first by anybody not named Donovan Sanders.
That's right. Draws in one, 8-7 Indians with the ball, 1-point lead, 16 minutes left in the first half.
Moving to a zone defense. They're really attacking the basketball now. A drive by Lee. Back out into the corner and a mishandled pass. That was Minton who was checked in for Itawamba, and it's a turnover.
Good no call. Our player was out of control, no foul committed. Give Gulf Coast credit on their defense.
So we have a sub coming in. Avery Carter will step in for Darius Dawson. Substitution brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. Brother Chris Burrows invites you to join the ICC Baptist Student Union for fellowship each Monday night at 7:07. Follow them on Twitter at ICC BSU. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound and a fast break opportunity for ICC. Nice bounce pass, but it got tipped away. And now Robinson wanted to take a three, drives inside. Left hand, draws contact. Shot doesn't make it to the basket, but he's going to get two. Nice, strong take to the rim there. A team that's not afraid to try to get to the line and get that contact.
Good job by Rock. You mentioned Dylan. Getting to the line here and not getting ready to jinx them. I'm going to do it anyway. We're 4 for 4 from free throw line, I think. Got to make these, Rock. Don't make me look bad. There you go.
And he got it. This is a ICC team that is averaging 24 free throw attempts per game. In comparison, Gulf Coast only averaging 16 free throw attempts per game. So that shows a little bit, right?
No doubt about it.
They're more of a jump shot team. They're not going to put the ball on the floor and drive it. This ICC team is a team that attacks the basket as Robinson makes both. It's 100% night so far.
6 for 6, I believe.
10-7 with 15 minutes and 20 seconds showing on this first half clock. Go out along the wing to Jamari Marshall. Back across to George Marshall, his brother. Now a three-pointer up and offline. Long rebound into the corner by Lee. That's the thing. Lee leads the team in rebounding, and he's only 6'3". You know, he's very scrappy getting the ball.
Dylan, we're getting them in a little bit of foul trouble, and they've only got 9 players, I think, dressed out, so that could be big as we get to the second half.
Yeah, DeMarcus Poe picks up his second foul.
Woo!
That's Poe and Dawson, or was that Gordon that has had each 2 fouls. Robinson had it, little underhand toss to Horace. Now back up top to the man that makes it all happen, Josh Lee. They double-teamed him. He goes inside to Webb with contact. He makes the shot. Nice strong take there. Didn't need the foul, just made it. 12-7 ICC. Very nifty pass after drawing the double team. Gulf Coast, little floater, tough shot, can't get it to go. Robinson drags it down.
We're bothering them with our height. They're rushing their shots. Good defense by the Indians.
A little melee here at half court for the basketball,
right.
And we're going to get a timeout called by ICC. It's Indians 12, Gulf Coast 7. We'll take a break here on the ICC Sports Network.
If this just cost a little bit less.
Let's take a look at that with the Renaissance replay. Make the right call with over 400,000 shopping discounts right from the Renaissance Rewards Extra checking app.
Might be a little while before I get to the bank.
That's an incomplete pass. Let's give it a Renaissance replay. Renaissance Mobile Check Deposit. Make the right call and open an account with Renaissance today.
Welcome back to the ICC Sports Network. Dylan Hutton alongside Jim Ingram. It's ICC 12, Gulf Coast 7. In tonight's game, brought to you by Little Caesars in Fulton. In the dinner drama with the new hot and ready slices and sticks. Order online through the Little Caesars app or visit them at 1405 South Adams Street here in Fulton. Three-pointer on the way, short. And going up high for that rebound is the freshman, 6'5", Avery Carter.
Good job by Carter. He's the tallest player out there for them right now at 6'5".
Another jump shot there. A lot of long two-point shots taken by this Gulf Coast team. And we'll take those if they're going to take those that early, especially in the shot clock, as Lee works around a tight defense there.
Great
nice
pass. Great pass. Good screen, good pass. Rock Robinson now's got 6 points for the Indians.
Webb just tossing it over there to Robinson and drive there and a foul. I believe it will be on Webb.
Got him with the body.
Actually, they got Lee with it.
Okay.
So his first. Team foul number 2 on the Indians.
Dylan, they brought in Singleton, give Rock Robinson a little bit of rest now. ICC is substituting freely here. Whew, good shot.
Rolled off the front iron, just trickled in. That was Darius Dawson. He's back in with 2 fouls.
They got to get them in. The game's getting away a little bit. We got a 5-point lead with the ball. 14-9 Indians, 13-10 until halftime.
Three-pointer up and splash from Josh Lee from the left wing, making it look easy. 17-9 Indians.
Biggest lead of the night. 8-point lead, Indians. 13 minutes left in the first half.
Great start coming off that loss on the road at Meridian earlier this week. Drive, layup, no good. Put back after a couple of tries. Tipped up and in by Darius Dawson, the sophomore, who's second on the team in points per game, averaging 13.3.
Great effort. They had 3 times. Tip it in there. Hit the boards hard. 6'5" player got it in there.
Go underneath. Tried to go reverse lay-in. It was blocked, and there to clean it up was Tyree Singleton. Gulf Coast trying to run and a block into the corner. Gamari with the block. Drive inside, and the momentum is on ICC's side. Lee hit the 3 earlier, and now he comes down and gets the bucket with the harm.
And has a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play. And the Indians up by 10, 12-13 left in the first half.
What a block over here on this end by Marshall. Gamari just completely denying. He almost just took the ball out of the shot. Just pinned it against the shooter's hand. So Lee to the line, and it's now an 11-point advantage for the Indians. It has been all ICC.
Dylan, they give him Webb a rest, and they brought in 6'8" freshman Eddie Page from Atlanta, Georgia, just entered the game for the Indians.
They did, and that substitution is brought to you by Cagle Eye Center. Dr. Lori Cagle and Cagle Eye Center have been providing comprehensive eye care to Itawamba County and the surrounding area. Set up your appointment today by calling 862-EYES. That's 862-EYES. So another foul there on the Indians. That's just the third. This one's on George Marshall, the Jackson product. Go underneath on a set play from the baseline. Layup good. Nice ball movement there to get it in, or set a couple of screens for Anthony Robinson.
You're right, Dylan. They cut the lead to 9. Indians with the ball, 9-point lead, a little bit under 12 minutes left in the first half.
Wild pass cross court, but got the bucket and the
foul
in the corner.
Wow.
Well, that is Gamari Marshall. What a shot with the contact. He'll go for the rare 4-point
I was going to say, you just don't see 4-point plays. This would be nice, and he needs to make it. We're 6-6 so far tonight. Don't mess us up.
You're right.
Now,
and he does.
Got it. Largest lead tonight for the Indians, up by 13, 26-13, 11:40 left in the first half.
And 7 fouls already on Gulf Coast early. Still got over half of this first half remaining. Little step back, Jay, no good. Rebound brought down by Dawson off the board. This ICC defense is swarming right now. When Gulf Coast's been able to get it out in transition, they've had some success, but once ICC gets down here and set, they've been everywhere. There's a foul on Gamari Marshall.
And he got him, no doubt. Got him with the body. As you mentioned, Dylan, we just now have our 4th team foul. Gulf Coast has 7, and again, we've got 11 minutes and change left in the first half.
So we have a baseline inbound, and this will be a kick ball. And give this one back to Gulf Coast. They've doubled up Gulf Coast so far, have the Indians in this first half, but still plenty of ball game left, especially a team that shoots it as well as they do, and it's a team that averages 78 points per game. Shot up and a foul on the drive. And we'll have some free throws coming for Gulf Coast. So 11:09 to go until halftime. And Gulf Coast trying to get some points back here from the free throw line as, again, ICC trying to bounce back from just their second loss of the year. They had won 10 straight games, and so far I think that was a little bit of a prescription, right?
No doubt about it.
Get a loss and bounce back. They've played really well here in the first 10 minutes of this home matchup.
They've answered the bell so far. Of course, we've got a long way to go. Got 11 minutes left here in the first half. And another half. They're not going away, and they make both free throws. ICC with the ball with 11-point lead.
Yeah, it's Darius Dawson there making them both, and it's ICC bringing the basketball back down the floor. Gamari Marshall for that huge block. Then he finished off that 4-point play a few minutes ago. Rock Robinson 3 in that same corner, and he dials up the 3 ball. This is a fantastic first half by Robinson.
No doubt about it. He's already got 9 points, leads the team. Darius Dawson has 8 points for Gulf Coast, leading their team.
His average on the year is 8 points a game. He's averaging 12 in the last 4 as this pass goes wide of its intended recipient, Dawson, and it's a turnover for Gulf Coast and another chance here for Itawamba to extend that lead.
No doubt, Dylan, we've got our largest lead tonight, 14-point lead, 29-15, 10.5 minutes left in the first half.
It's raining outside, and it's raining threes, at least in that corner for the Indians. Drive and a nice lay-in. Went with the Euro step. Chris Minton.
I was wondering if he'd travel or not, but I guess it was
that's a Euro step.
Yeah, I got you. I liked it.
That is a Euro step. That's
is.
Always that's an NBA move, right?
NBA, they don't call travel.
Yeah, that's it.
Unless you take about 7 steps.
That was a video game move right there as he laid it in. 31-15. We're going to get a foul on the floor here on Itawamba.
Did he get that on Eddie Page again?
I believe so.
Hope.
Looks like the
they got
girls, the women's basketball matchup getting set to commence. Of course, they're at Mississippi Gulf Coast tonight. They'll get started in about 5 minutes. They're starting at 6 p.m. We'll keep you updated on that matchup as well. Little floater there from the free throw line, just running up and taking the shot. He got it to fall, and that will draw a timeout called here for Gulf Coast. We'll take a commercial break. This is the ICC Sports Network.
Today tastes like a home game. like a huddle. Tastes like we're bringing the heat. And like a front row seat. Today tastes like we're a team, and it never tasted this good.
Welcome back to ICC, where the Indians lead Gulf Coast 31-17. Tonight's game is brought to you by Max Home. Max Home is hiring for all positions and is willing to train quality people. Join the best, train with the best, be the best. Max Home, with locations in Fulton and Sulligent, Alabama. Proud sponsor of the ICC Sports Network. Here's a drive and fake the shot, goes back into the corner. Robinson again splashes it in the corner, and he is on fire.
Maybe they shouldn't leave him open right now.
Maybe not. I would put somebody in that corner and tell them not to leave, because that has been a hot zone for the Indians.
We've doubled them again.
Darts.
Dylan, 34-17, 17-point lead. 9:20 left in the first half.
The drive across the
nice
little runner again, right across the lane. Finding his groove is Donovan Sanders. He's single-handedly keeping them into this thing.
Indians with the ball, coming up on 9 minutes left in the half, and we've got a 15-point lead with the ball.
Here's Marshall trying to find a lane. Ditton, he's going to give it off to Minton. Splash again. 3 in the corner. Yet again, that left corner drive inside. An attempt at a block by Page, but it falls for Sanders. Yet again.
You know, we want to stop them, but we'll trade 3 for 2. I think we'll win the game.
Page tried to save that one from going out of bounds, and it ends up yielding a turnover. Drive down underneath. The pass hit off the leg, they're saying, of an Itawamba defender, so we'll keep it down here, and we have a substitution as Jaden Webb will slide in. And off onto the bench is Eddie Page.
It's good you can have 2 6'8", 6'10" guys alternate with each other.
Very true.
Still keep the height in there.
Go underneath and get a foul. Just kind of initiated the contact. That's Darius Dawson fading toward the basket. Defender wasn't ready, and they got the foul call. That substitution is brought to you by TM Realtor agent Ricky Murphy. When you're creating a plan to buy your first home, or if you're ready to make a move into your forever home, call TM Realtors agent Ricky Murphy at 842-3844. That's 842-3844 to discuss your next move.
Dylan, I've been impressed with Dawson. He's got 9 points, shooting another free throw here. And he has basically kept Gulf Coast a little bit closer in this ball game.
He has. He's been busy early. As makes the second free throw, and it's 37-23. 8:25 to go until halftime.
As Dylan mentioned, the Indians with the ball with a 14-point lead, playing here at home against Gulf Coast Bulldogs.
That little cut there across the lane. He's going to take a wild jumper from the elbow there and can't get it to go near the baseline. Little quick shot for George Marshall. Not sure Coach Pate will like that decision on that shot. Pretty quick possession. This is Javion Gordon out of Mount Olive. He dishes it underneath, and a slam by Idell Walton.
Little pick and roll, beautiful play by Gulf Coast.
Walton out of Tampa, Florida, averaging 6 points a game, had 14 and 11 boards in the win against Hines. That was his first double-double of his career.
And that's first 2 points tonight for him.
Three-pointer on the way by Robinson, and he finally misses. Feels like, as he misses in that left corner. I believe he has 12 points.
He does.
Drive all the way to the basket, unimpeded until the very end when that shot was affected by Jaden Webb. And now ICC going to dial up a 3. Center. It's offline a bit to the left, right from the top of the key, and rebounded by Gordon. Go underneath. Little spin. Shot up by Walton, offline.
Good defense by the Indians. Slowing it down. We've been a little fast-paced, missed our last 2 or 3 shots. I think Coach Pate wants them to run the offense here, get a good look for a good shot.
Got Kevon Pearson getting set to check back in. There's Webb again for 2.
That is a good little shot. A 2-footer with a 6'8" guy making it.
39-25, 6:35 to go until halftime. Gulf Coast trying to find something. Here's a three-pointer and knocked down by Javion Gordon. Just quick twitch right there by him on that left wing.
And they cut it to 11, 39-28. Indians with the ball, 11-point lead, 6:15 left till halftime.
Marshall brings it up. That pass was partially tipped, but Lee able to keep it in his possession. Now he's double-teamed. He'll go back over to Marshall. Marshall wanting to go into the post. Now he'll dump it to Webb. Webb with his back to the basket. Back up top, drive, and layup just off the bottom of the iron. Good effort to get there. Here's a wide open three by Gordon, trying to make it 2 in 2 trips, and he's offline. Coach Pate wants a timeout. I think this is a good time for it. Kind of an offensive lull, as you said, and they'll get the timeout called with 5:50 to go in the first half. 39-28, Indians lead Gulf Coast. You're watching on the ICC Sports Network.
Age-related macular degeneration is the leading cause of severe vision loss in adults over the age of 50. Symptoms are gradual loss to see objects clearly. Objects appear distorted in shape. Darker empty areas appear in the center of your vision. In a comprehensive eye exam, your optometrist will perform a variety of tests to determine if you have macular degeneration. For questions or concerns, call Cagle Eye Center in Fulton at 862-EYES, providing professional comprehensive eye care to the people of Itawamba County and the surrounding areas. Cagle Eye Center.
ICC leads 39-28 here at home against the Gulf Coast Bulldogs on this Thursday afternoon. It's been a hot start for pretty much everybody on ICC, but especially Rock Robinson.
No doubt about it. Rock's got 12 points already in the first half. First 14 minutes of this ball game. A lot of players stepping up tonight. Got to keep it going. Got an 11-point lead with the ball. Still got a long way to play.
A turnover here out of that timeout. Well, and give it right back does Gulf Coast. They go back into the corner here. It's Kevon Pearson. He'll get it back to the top of the key to Horace. Horace dribbles in, now back out. Robinson lost his dribble for a moment. Now a three on the way from Horace, and he'll try it from the right wing and knock it down. They ventured over there, and they're hitting from there as well. It's a team that's lighting it up beyond the arc.
I believe we got 5 or 6 threes already here in the first half.
At least.
We know Rock has 3.
Yeah. Get a foul here off the ball, and I think they're going to get Kevon Pearson. Getting a lot of off-the-ball fouls, trying to really tangle and get position down in the post. And you would think it would go the other way, wouldn't you? You would think the team that had more of the height would be the team that was having to deal with that.
We're in the bonus here. 42-28, Indians up by 14. 5 minutes until halftime. Gulf Coast at the free throw line.
Usually the smaller teams are really fighting the bigger guys down in the post to get position. And so far it's been the other way around. The smaller team has been able to hold their own a little bit down, at least in the rebounding game, trying to. First shot good, and it's 42-29. It's the first foul on Pearson. Starkville native. Shot up and in. 2 for 2 that trip. 5 minutes to go until halftime, and ICC would love to end it in a flurry.
You're right, Dylan. We got the ball, 12-point lead. 5 minutes until halftime. Need to finish strong here.
Lee works out of the double. Now gives it off drive inside. Horace can't get that one. Now Lee will try a three. Left wing, good. Wow. The hot shooting continues from beyond the arc against the second best three-point defense in this conference.
Dylan, we got 45 points for the 4.5 minutes left in the first half.
There's a tough shot made in that corner, just about 3 steps in front of the three-point line.
Dawson's keeping them in the game. Yes. He's got 14 points the first half. For the Bulldogs.
And as hot a start as this has been, it's only a 13-point lead. That shot a little strong, but offensive board by Singleton, and he'll put it back up and in. Singleton only averaging 3.4 points per game, but he'll get his 2-piece there on the putback.
No doubt Singleton now has 4 points. 4 minutes left. Indians by 15. Gulf Coast Bulldogs with the ball.
Gulf Coast trying to find something. Needing to go on a bit of a run. Here's a three-pointer up and good, and we've got a foul underneath away from the basketball, where they were going for what would have been the rebound.
And they counted, and it's a foul on us, isn't it?
Yeah. rocked
Wow.
That was Darius Dawson who knocked down the three, and just like that, 47-35.
Could this be a 5-point play? Is this 1-1?
I believe it is a 1-1.
It's a foul away from the ball after the ball went through the basket. They got 3 points there, and now at the free throw line.
Well, that'll get you back in the game fairly quick, right?
No doubt. I guess it's going to give them. No, it's going to be 1-1. This is amazing. I hadn't seen many 5-point plays.
You don't see that very often.
Lee, I'm getting ready to jinx it. I don't think we've had a missed free throw by anybody tonight. Let's see if this happens. Nope. Made it.
So a 5-point play there if you count the three and then the foul away from the basket.
We had a 15-point lead. Now it's 10 after that's going down the court.
Look at how the foul differential. Remember when it was 7-2? Now it's 9-7 ICC. So that's 7 consecutive fouls. There's a nice, sweet floater by Josh Lee.
Lee's in double digits. He's got 11. Rock Robinson has 12. We are still in the first half. 49 points, 3 and change left in the first half.
Lee had 11 in the loss earlier this week to Meridian. He's averaging 15 a game, but already in double digits with 3 minutes to go until halftime. But Gulf Coast not going away. They continue to answer. Drive and a bit of contact. They go out wide. Three-pointer splashed.
Wow.
Anthony Robinson has 126 points on the season coming into tonight. There's another 3 added to his season. And it's just a 9-point lead for ICC. Three-pointer by Lee to answer. No. Tip back, and coming down with the basketball is Gulf Coast. This has been a great show of being able to take a punch, right? You know, Gulf Coast took some punches early. There's a 3, no good. Nice rebound by Singleton, who was getting boxed out by his own man. Now it's Lee. I feel like Gulf Coast is really getting into some offense, whereas here lately ICC's been playing a lot of, solo isolation type plays. Of course, that ISO stuff got the fouls early on those drives. There's another wild shot. No good there. And then the offensive board, Lee will crank a 3. No. And Gulf Coast is going to look to push. You said they're a little thin tonight, only playing with 9, but they're not showing thin here in the first half. As that ball's out of bounds, we'll get another baseline inbound coming. It seems like Gulf Coast has had their fair share of baseline plays to run, too,
no
here
doubt about
tonight.
It. And, give them credit. They're playing with shorthand tonight, 9 players. But Darius Dawson has 17 points already for them in the first half, keeping them in the ball game. Indians with the lead, 49-40, a minute 48 left to halftime. Gulf Coast taking the ball out of bounds.
Got a baseline inbound coming. They'll go back up top to Robinson. The three-pointers have been falling in this first half. Drive and a little pitch back to Carter. Carter underhand toss out of bounds. Big turnover there with 95 seconds to go until halftime. And a good crowd here considering the weather.
No doubt about it.
Some upper 30s outside and raining. I think upper 30s might be kind, right? The real field down in the 20s. We're actually under a freeze warning in some locations near here.
We've had plenty of water the last few days.
Here's Lee driving toward the baseline, a little strong, and the board comes down to the busy Darius Dawson. He'll try to go coast to coast. He gets the foul and the basket.
Guy's got 19 points. He can play.
He single-handedly, as you said, kept them in this game, and now he's brought them within 7, and a free throw here would get them within 6. They've trailed by double digits the majority of this contest in this first half, but they have hung in there, taking the punches, and now they've went on a run of their own.
No doubt about it. Only down by 7, could be 6. Which
free
it is.
Throw, he hits, and I think both teams are 100%.
100%. It's unbelievable.
That's incredible.
Both teams shooting the ball well, and if you look up the scoreboard, we've already got over 90 points scored in combination in the first half.
This season, ICC's averaging 70% from the free throw line, 67% for Gulf Coast. Lee with it at the top. We get a foul here on the drive attempt by George Marshall. So they get Idell Walton his second, or take that back, they get Javion Gordon out of Mount Olive on the foul, and that'll send Marshall to the line, a 75% free throw shooter. Third on the team in points per game with 10.8. Had a season-high 24 points back on December 1st against Stillman College. He also leads the team in assists. He had 24 points, 12 for 16 from the floor in that loss against Meridian, and 5 assists. So he had a great game despite the overtime loss.
Missed the first free throw of the night.
We jinxed it there.
We jinxed it.
Under a minute to go in the first half. 50-43, ICC leads Gulf Coast. See if Gulf Coast tries to get a 2-for-1. Doesn't appear.
Dylan, we've gone to a man-to-man here at the last minute of the half.
Drive inside, nice spinning layup, good. That's Avery Carter, the freshman out of Ocean Springs.
Good-looking athlete, 6'5".
And it's a 5-point lead for ICC as they bring the ball up past the center line. Marshall controlling the point.
Can take the last shot of the half, I think, Dylan.
Yeah, Robinson and Minton stacked at the middle. They'll work the wings. Marshall dribbles across, now looks back. Minton, three. Looked like it was partially tipped, and the shot is offline. An opportunity with 2 seconds for Gulf Coast. Drive, floater, rattles out.
Didn't go.
Good effort there by Javion Gordon. But it rattles out, and it's 50-45 ICC, and offensive first half, to say the least.
No doubt about it. You know, we look like we've controlled the game, the whole game, Dylan. 15-point lead at one time, 12, 13 points. All of a sudden, Gulf Coast makes a run, only down by 5 at half.
Yeah, Gulf Coast kept chipping away. They went on a run there late in the first half, and that's where we sit, 50-45. ICC leads Gulf Coast. We'll have our halftime coverage coming up next, presented by Little Caesars. After this, you're watching ICC Indian basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
Ooh, fumble. Let's give her a Renaissance replay. Make the right call with Renaissance and get cell phone protection with Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking. Sign up today.
$5 for my own money?
That's a bad call. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking with ATM refunds today.
Hey Indian fans, I'm Ricky Murphy, real estate agent, Tommy Morgan Realtors, and I'm also a proud alumni of the All-American Marching Band. Itawamba Community College was my home for 2 years, and where you decide to make your home will be one of the most important decisions of your life. Whether you're looking to create a plan to buy your first home, or if you're ready today to make a move into your forever home, give me a call or send me a message so we can discuss your next move. And from my family, Roll Tide!
Today tastes like a home game, like a huddle. Tastes like we're bringing the heat, and like a front row seat. Today tastes like we're a team, and it never tasted this good.
Little Caesar slices and sticks with half pizza, half Italian cheese sticks is back, so you'll never fight over dinner again. Get hot and ready slices and sticks or order online for new jalapeno or bacon sticks.
Pizza, pizza. It's the Little Caesars Pizza pregame with Pals, Pepsi, and pizza.
A pizza pregame with Pals, Pepsi, and pizza.
Totally.
Thanks, Matthew Pafford.
Order online before games and you could win the total touchdown prize pack.
Pizza, pizza.
This broadcast is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars in Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, Davis Ford, First American National Bank, TM Realtor Agent Ricky Murphy, Max Home, the ICC Baptist Student Union, Cagle Eye Center, Bank Okolona, Sam's Town Market in Mantachie, State Farm Insurance Agent Brandon Poland, the ICC Wesley Foundation, the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association, and donations to the Sports Information Indian Club from viewers like you.
Little Caesars halftime report here as ICC leads Gulf Coast 50-45. Dylan Hutton alongside Jim Ingram. Again, tonight's show brought to you by Little Caesars in Fulton. In the dinner drama with the hot and ready slices and sticks. Order online through the Little Caesars app or visit them at 1405 South Adams Street here in Fulton. What a first half.
Great first half. If you like offense, what a first half. And I wish we had stats in front of us. First of all, there's only one missed free throw in the entire first half. And we believe there was like 15 threes made between the two teams. I think ICC hit about 10 threes. 50-45, high-scoring game. I know both coaches will be pleased with the offense, probably not with the defense. We need to come out and tighten up a little bit because Gulf Coast made a big run. We were up by 15 with about 5 minutes left the first half. They cut it down to 5 here at halftime.
Able to withstand those early blows, and Gulf Coast is right back in the mix. Going to make for an interesting night here in the Davis Event Center on the campus of Itawamba Community College. And, you know, I guess whenever you think about players making plays in that first half, you got to look no further than Rock Robinson and what he did.
No doubt about it, and I'm going to give you some of the scoring right now if you don't mind. Again, ICC up 50-45. Leading the Indians tonight, Rock Robinson has 12. Josh Lee has 11. Minton has 5. Horace has 5. Jamari Marshall has 4. Singleton came off the bench, has 4. Jaden Webb, big center, has 6. George Marshall has 3. That's our 50. Gulf Coast Bulldogs singing the praises of Darius Dawson, the 6'5 sophomore from South Carolina, has 20 points, keeping the Bulldogs in the game. Javon Gordon has 7. Robinson has 5. Carter has 2. Sanders has 4. Walton 2. Anderson 5. So Dawson single-handedly keeping Gulf Coast in this ball game, the only player in double digits for the Bulldogs.
That was a quiet 20-point first half.
No doubt about it.
He kind of snuck his way to those 20. He's the only double-digit scorer for them. Meanwhile, ICC has 2 in double figures, so we'll see how that continues. Somebody had to step up for Gulf Coast since Jabari Robinson is out, and so far it looks like Darius Dawson is going to handle
so
the
far
load.
And I hope knowing Coach Pate, he's probably mentioning to our team, somebody needs to guard him a little better. Maybe take Dawson away from him, see if some other guys can score for them. Give him credit. He single-handedly have kept them in the ball game.
ICC got away from driving the basketball. They hit a couple threes, and they settled for some middle-of-the-lane jumpers and stuff like that, and some of that stuff fell, but they got away from what got them that early lead.
No doubt about it. And Gulf Coast they're very athletic. They hit the boards hard for not having much size. Got the ball to Darius Dawson. He kept them in the ball game.
Yeah, Dawson has kept them in it. Again, tonight's game brought to you by Sam's Town Market. Sam's Town Market is your source for fresh meat, produce, dairy, and local products located on Highway 371 North, right in the heart of Mantachie. Stop by and see Sam Ferris and the fine folks at Sam's Town Market today. And also State Farm Insurance Agent Brandon Poland. For all your insurance needs, whether it be home, auto, or life, give State Farm Insurance Agent Brandon Poland a call at 862-9648. That's 862-9648, and get a free quote on your insurance needs. Also, tonight's game brought to you by the ICC Wesley Foundation, located across the street from the Davis Event Center. The ICC Wesley Foundation meets for worship on Tuesday nights. Follow them on Instagram or Facebook at ICC Wesley. And also the ICC Indian Club. ICC fans, help support your favorite athletic program or the sports information department by visiting iccms.edu/Indian Club. And I'll tell you this, Jim, this is my first time on this campus, beautiful campus, and this event center is one of the best arenas I've been in.
Thank you, Dylan. We're very proud of it, very fortunate to have a great facility. Dr. Allen and our staff does an outstanding job for this college. And good to have you tonight. Of course, we're missing Adam Gore. Adam is on the road. He's gone supporting the softball team. They're playing in Louisiana at the Mardi Gras Invitation regular season games. We're playing 5 games, 3 on Friday, 2 on Saturday, starting off our softball. Good luck to our softball program, and Adam's down there taking care of them.
One thing's for sure, we wouldn't be playing any softball up here, would we, unless you had a boat, right, to get you from first base to second base or something, because the weather has been icky, right?
No doubt about it. Very, very wet. And but we do wish our softball program they fast start, good test. They play Gulf Coast, I believe. I think Lee told me that. They play them tomorrow morning, Friday morning at 9 a.m. And then they got 2 more games Friday and 2 more games Saturday. Good test for our new program, and they'll do great.
Yeah, going to be a fun time down in Louisiana. And Adam, we wish him the best and safe travels for everybody on their way back up. But we got a minute to go until we get started for this second half of action between ICC and Gulf Coast. Jim, what are some things you want to see out of ICC in the second half?
You know, I like the offense. We got 50 points. Got to play a little bit better defense. And you got to find Dawson. He's hot tonight. He's got the 20 points, keeping them in the ball game. We got to play a little better defense. Got to block out a little better. I saw a little bit of confidence. Gulf Coast hit the boards hard the last 5 minutes, got some offensive rebounds. I don't think Grant Payton and his staff is pleased with how we finished defensively. Nothing wrong with our offense. Got to play a little better defensively and find a way to win the ball game.
How much do you think depth will play an issue in the second half?
I think it can.
Player lineup.
It could, and maybe we can run them a little bit here, but I'm impressed with their athleticism. They've rotated. I think they've played all 9 guys tonight. 2 guys got in early foul trouble in the first half. They weathered the storm there. I think most fouls anybody has is 2 on each team. Maybe we can run them a little bit, but I'm impressed with their depth and the 9 guys that are playing very hard.
When Gulf Coast gets into their sets, they've been able to execute fairly well, and they've had a lot of nice baseline inbound plays as well go their way, as it's ICC basketball to start this second half, leading by just 5. They led by as many as 15. And we're going to get an offensive foul underneath on the drive there. We're going to get George Marshall, his second. Team foul number 1. It's not a good start on the first possession to draw an offensive foul, being a little bit too physical.
And also, let me give you a score tonight. Adam Gore's helping us out here. Our women playing Mississippi Gulf Coast at Gulf Coast. Mississippi Gulf Coast is up 19-13 here at the end of the first quarter, going into the second quarter at Mississippi Gulf Coast.
And again, that score update for the women's basketball game is brought to you by Renaissance Bank as Rock Robinson knocks one home. Renaissance Bank, whether you're opening a checking account, starting business, or looking to expand, Renaissance has the tools to set you up for success. Visit RenaissanceBank.com to learn more.
You know, Dylan, Rock just hit a 2, then they just nailed a 3. This is the closest they've been since the start of the game. They're down by 4, 52-48. Indians with the ball, 19 minutes left in the ball game.
Just chipping away. There's a shot by Webb, a tough one, going away from the basket, spun around his defender. And Walton had no answer. Nice play there by Webb using his size. Yeah, I mean, Webb could take control of a game at any moment with what he brings to the table. Little back cut there after drawing Webb off. And they get a basket back. That's Idell Walton, the 6'5 freshman out of Tampa, Florida. Coming off his first career double-double against Hines. Going back to Webb, feeding him underneath, and he gets the contact and the foul with the basket made. He didn't even seem like it bothered him that much.
You know, he's 6'10". The guy covering him 6'5". He's got the height advantage. Great coaching job. Get the ball inside to him. Made the little layup, got a chance for a 3-point play.
So 6-point lead for the Indians.
What is Jaden average a game? He's in double digits. He's got 10 right now. Oh, missed the free throw.
Missed that one.
56-50. Indians.
4.6.
So he's doubled it already here early in the second half. Indians up by 6. Gulf Coast with the ball.
Takeaway. Robinson ends up stealing the tip ball, and then he turns it over himself, not being vigilant there as Dawson was able to slap it loose. Drive and a little head bob, and that's going to draw a foul. You can get that a lot, right? You
right,
drive
if you
up there
move your head like
up.
you've been
Yeah.
knocked out or something. They barely touch it, they'll call it.
That works. Gets the foul there away from the basket. That's the second foul on ICC. And the second on Colby Horace. Gulf Coast, little pull up there from the corner of the lane. No good.
Let's see if we can extend this lead. Got a 6-point lead, got the ball, 18 minutes left
Robinson
in the ball game.
Had that one deflected, fought for it, missed that one, and then initiated the contact, missed again. But it's still ICC basketball. Jumper just a bit too strong, rattles out from Marshall. Winning the rebounding game, just nowhere to go with it. Couldn't get it in the hoop.
Said he was out of bounds with the ball. That stopped our fast break. They called a break there.
That killed what would have been a 5-on-2. That was a good break, right, for Gulf Coast. They were trying to draw a charge down there, ICC was, but he was able to avoid that. But in the confusion of whether he was going to try to go up with the shot or not, he lost the basketball out of bounds, and it's ICC basketball. This is Marshall at the top, driving between two defenders. Floater spins out. Tried to get that one home. Here's a three dialed in and just off the front iron. Robinson hauls in the board. Now it's Lee looking to pace this ICC offense, driving. Nice cut by Robinson.
Beautiful.
And a layup good. Just the ball movement and the wherewithal for the ball handlers.
Great pass. Robinson leading the team now, got 16 points tonight. And we extend that lead to 8 now.
Some contact, but a walk prior. Going to get a travel on Javion Gordon.
You know, Lee, we were talking about our softball program. This is Kelly Best, Ernest's first ball game, right? Correct. And so she's excited having that 5-game series here in Louisiana. We wish Coach Ernest and their staff and the players a great game, great weekend. Find some ways to win some games in softball.
Shot up and short there from Lee and rebounded by Gordon. Long pass down and layup good with a bit of contact down on the far side. That's Javon Anderson out of Columbia, South Carolina. There's that South Carolina duo.
No doubt about it. He's got 10. They got 30 between them.
Rock Robinson's career high in points is 14 against Gulf Coast back on the 27th of January in 2022.
Well, he's surpassed it.
Yep. Career night for him.
And Jaden Webb now has 12. I don't know what his career night is.
Look.
Jaden Webb, our big center, has got 12 points here early.
Well, his career high is 12 points.
Well, he's reached it there.
Delta. There's a layup good, and they just continue to answer. You know, every single time that ICC gets on a bit of a run, it's Gulf Coast that answers. 60-54. We've got a 30-second timeout. We'll take a break here on the ICC Sports Network.
So when are you going to give me back for the pizza?
Oh, personal foul. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make a successful handoff when you transfer funds to friends and family with Zelle and the Renaissance mobile app. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make the right call for 24/7 roadside assistance and sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking today.
ICC leads Gulf Coast 60-54 here in the men's game as the women are on the road at Gulf Coast. They're trailing 26-15 in the first half of that one. They got 7:04 to go until halftime. That matchup, but it's Indians so far here at home in the men's matchup. And there's a drive to the basket picked away. And it goes out of bounds underneath, and it'll go to Gulf Coast.
Gulf Coast hanging around, down by 6, 15 minutes and some change. 60-54, Indians up by 6. High-scoring game. Still got over 15 minutes left in this ball game. We might be in the 90s tonight.
We might be.
Unless some defense happens for both teams.
There was a drive inside, and it's going to be a backcourt violation. Threw it over the head of the intended target, Javon Anderson. So now a chance for ICC to try to get back. As you said, their largest lead of the day was a 15-point lead. And I'm not sure, well, I am sure, they've not led. Gulf Coast hasn't since they led 5-0. And
That's
there's
right.
a turnover. They led 5-0 to start the game. But since then, ICC has been in control. Corner three passed up on. They'll get it over to the wing, and they'll reset things. Donovan Sanders with 20 on the shot clock. Working off a screen. ICC giving plenty of room out along the perimeter for the moment. He'll ask for a screen. He got it. Now he drives up past it, past his defender. Layup, no good. Nice shot attempt. Tried to get him open, just couldn't get the shot to go. Now it's Lee, center. Three-pointer up and short. And 14:32 to go in this contest, and it's a cut and a charge. So the basket won't count. We'll give it back to ICC.
Ooh, that was close. I didn't know if he was set outside the arc or not, but evidently it was. We'll take it.
Yeah, Dawson there driving a little bit too hard. And that's the second team foul for Gulf Coast in this second half.
14.5 minutes left in the ball game. ICC Indians 60, Mississippi Gulf Coast Bulldogs 54 in the men's ball game tonight.
Considering Dawson has played basically the entire game to this point, that's just his first foul. Pretty impressive, as active as he's been.
No doubt about it. He's very impressive.
Webb had it for a moment, gave it up to Gamari Marshall. Marshall drives through a double team, had it tipped away and stolen.
Guess who blocked that shot? Dawson on the block.
Almost a walk there, a little jumper short. Rebounded underneath by Walton, and he's denied by Webb. Drive inside after a Euro three on the way, and
nice.
Good. Chris Minton with the mask, knocking it down.
If you get Chris Minton set, he'll drain that three.
He was ready there. They found him over there on the left wing. Knocked it down as Eddie Page, a 6'8" forward out of Atlanta, gets set to check in. We've got a whistle underneath. And a foul away from the basketball again. That's going to be on Robinson. That's his second. And here comes Eddie Page in for Webb. So Page in. That substitution brought to you by the Cagle Eye Center. Dr. Lori Cagle and Cagle Eye Center have been providing comprehensive eye care to Itawamba County and the surrounding area. Set up your appointment today by calling 862-EYES. That's 862-EYES. Gulf Coast with the ball, working against Robinson. Did he step out of bounds? They're going to say offensive foul, trying to stay.
He hooked him.
Yeah, that little hook that they've made an emphasis on the last few years. Got him on that one. So that's a foul. It probably would have been better off had he stepped out of bounds, right, instead of trying to force his way to stay in.
And that's Dawson's second foul.
So he's picked up too quickly here in the last couple of minutes. Here's Gamari Marshall. He'll just dribble his way close to the basket, try jumper, and can't hit. The mid-range game has not worked as well for ICC as it has for Gulf Coast, as we've got a whistle and contact there on the drive. And Robinson will pick up his third. So they're coming in bucket loads now. The fouls are for Robinson. He'll come off. And into the ball game is Tyrese Singleton, the 6'4" freshman out of Olive Branch. He had 4 points and 3 boards in the loss against Meridian earlier this week. Another baseline inbound, and he worked his way right past Minton. Or take that back, Marshall for the bucket. And it's 63-56, ICC with 12:55 to go in this contest. It's Minton along the left wing. They try to dump it underneath, weren't on the same page. As Eddie Page was not heading toward the ball. We're going to get another offensive
foul.
He
was set.
As Tyrese Singleton has come in there and picked up the charge.
I think that's Javon's third foul also.
That's a fourth team foul on Gulf Coast.
I think they're going to leave them in. We got 12 minutes and 45 seconds left. You got to go with them, one of your starters, one of your best players. Coach is not taking them out yet, but now I see some movement. They might let Marshall sit for a little while.
Javon Anderson there picked up his third for Gulf Coast. Drive inside, good by Singleton. Nice, strong take there by the freshman.
Singleton's come off the bench, giving us 6 points tonight.
It's a 9-point lead. Indians trying to spread it back out. Three-pointer short, and a battle for the rebound, and we're going to get a foul on Lee as he was, thought maybe we might get over the back there the way he was climbing up on him, but ended up being the other way around. It'll go against Lee and ICC, and we'll get a sub as Kevon Pearson
You know, that would have been Anderson's fourth if they'd called that on him.
And Anderson going to come off, and as that's going on, so is Josh Lee. Have another baseline inbound. I don't think ICC's had a baseline inbound, and I think that Gulf Coast has had about 10 baseline inbounds. So out on the wing here as it's tipped out to Dawson, who's been great in the first half with 20. They get it out on the wing, three-pointer, short off the front iron. And now it's Singleton trying to drive. He'll pick it up over to Marshall. Back to Pearson. Now Marshall back in control as they'll reset and run a little bit of offense here with 11:50 to go in the second half. Drive inside, shot no good. But an offensive board and a second chance. Marshall wanted to take the shot, goes back out to Minton. Minton thought about the deep three, but he'll reassess.
Still got 10 seconds on the shot clock. Indians with the ball, 9-point lead.
Marshall goes out into the corner, now driving across the lane. Soft little lay in there by Kevon Pearson. Nice with the left hand finish.
First 2 points from Pearson extends the lead to double digits. Indians up by 11 with 11:15 left in the ball game.
Go out along the left wing. Wanted to try the step back. Instead, he'll call for a screen. It's set by Robinson. This is Poe. Little layup rattles in. Just continuing to get looks, and a timeout called by Coach Tim Ryan and Gulf Coast. 67-58, ICC leads Gulf Coast here on this Thursday night in Fulton. We'll take a break here on the ICC Sports Network.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
Welcome back to the Davis Event Center. It's ICC leading Mississippi Gulf Coast 67-58 here on the ICC Sports Network. Dylan Hutton alongside Jim Ingram on this Thursday night. Again, tonight's game brought to you by Davis Ford. Looking for your next new or used vehicle? Look no further than Davis Ford, located at 904 West Main Street in Fulton, or visit them online at davisfordsales.com and experience the Davis Ford difference. Well, stretch that lead back out a bit from a 5 back up to 9, and now a chance to, with the basketball, to do something with it here. And it looks like Mississippi Gulf Coast is going to play with a little bit of pressure here on the basketball.
I believe they are. We still have a 9-point lead. 11 minutes left in the ball game. Indians with the ball.
And they're trying to double team there, but passing out of it was ICC. Three-pointer up by Pearson, and he'll knock it home. That lead just got larger, 70-58 ICC. He was ready and set on that one. It's Dawson driving, tried to get it back out, and another miscommunication leads to a turnover. Just not being on the same page, and now the momentum has swung back to ICC.
We've sped them up a little bit. They've had a couple of turnovers here.
You're wondering if this pressure they're putting on might wear them out a little bit too, kind of go against them with their lack of depth.
And the Indians extended the lead to 12 with the ball. 10:20 left in the ball game.
This is the team that scored 90 points in a win against Hines, 90-67 earlier this week. And as we've said, they are 0 for on the road this year, 0-8. (70-58) ICC with the lead and the basketball. Nice pass underneath, but denied at the rim was Singleton. Chance for Gulf Coast, a little floater. They like that mid-range game, but too strong on the shot attempt. 9:45 to go, and you would imagine ICC would start to run a little bit of clock at this point. Still a little bit early, but maybe start ticking away at it. Pearson had it for a moment, gave it back up into the corner. This is Marshall. Little step back three, offline to the right.
Dylan, both teams look a little tired to me right now.
Yep. Dragging a little bit. Second game of the week, three-pointer, and you got to think ICC played in an overtime matchup, a hard-fought game where they trailed by double digits multiple times and came back and ended up losing 86-76 in overtime to Meridian, their first conference loss. But they've bounced back nicely tonight. But as you said, both teams seem to be a little tired.
Down to 9 minutes. Indians with the ball and a 12-point lead against Gulf Coast.
Drive inside by Minton. He'll toss it underneath and a walk by Marshall. Earlier today, the groundhog made his appearance, and he saw his shadow, right?
Yeah, with more winter, or that means more rain for northeast Mississippi, I think.
That's true. If he was down here, he wouldn't have had any shot at seeing the sun.
No doubt about it.
He wouldn't have saw any shadow. I'm not sure he would have come out of his hole tonight. He may have drowned right as much water as we've had, but it's been very rainy down here. 70-58, ICC leads. Interesting way to figure out the weather, right, for the next 6 weeks. Go out along the elbow. Now drive by Dawson at the rim. He got blocked from behind, but contact by Page. The shot was no good, but he'll go to the line. I mean, he did make contact with the ball, but may have caught him on with the hip on the way down. You got a better angle than me on that one.
Well, I thought they might have called basket good, but they didn't. It could have been close to goaltending.
Yeah,
the referee said it was not. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
So Dawson, who's had a much quieter second
Hadn't
half.
scored.
Yeah.
Hadn't scored in the first 12 minutes of the second half. I shouldn't have said that. He'll go off now.
He had 20 in the first half, now 21 points on the night. And this is a Gulf Coast team that's playing a bit shorthanded. Jabari Robinson, their freshman leader, who's averaging 13 points a game and second on the team in assists, is out tonight. So not having him is a big deal for them. Team that's just kind of right there in the midway pack right in this conference, trying to work their way back up, 9-11 on the year. But just those road woes for them have kept them out of contention as he makes both free throws. He's at 22 points on the night, and it's a 10-point lead for ICC with 8:20 to go. They're still in range, though, of this great ICC team that has executed all year long to get to this 16-2 record and 6-1 in the conference. A little step back from Lee, no good. Tipped around there by Robinson, but it'll be taken away by Gordon. And Gulf Coast, he'll line up a 3 from the left wing. That's way off. Short.
I don't think their coach liked that quick shot. They just cut it to 10, and that was a long three-pointer, and it was not close.
Yeah, Coach Ryan not happy with that shot attempt. Now a 3 by Minton with some contact. He'll draw the foul. The shot was a bit short after he was hit by Sanders.
3 free throws coming up.
And Sanders picks up his second foul, and that's a 5th team foul on Gulf Coast. So 7:45 to go, and that is a big foul. 3 free throws coming up here for Chris Minton. Now, he doesn't have a lot of attempts this year, but only 20% free throw shooter by the statistics that I saw. He makes the first.
Well, he's going to improve tonight.
That is true.
Because we hadn't missed many free throws. We missed, I think, 1 free throw tonight.
So the second of 3 by Minton. No. In tonight's game, also brought to you by Max Home. Max Home is hiring for all positions and is willing to train quality people. Join the best, train with the best, and be the best. Max Home, with locations in Fulton and Sulligent, Alabama. 71-60, and he'll miss the back 2 shots there. So 1 for 3 from the line on that trip by Minton. And it's only an 11-point lead with 7:35 to go. Little jumper. The free throw line extended. That's offline by Anderson.
Good job, defensive rebounding. We've done a better job this second half, I think, Dylan, hitting the boards. Defensively, they don't get second shots.
Yeah, when you go back and look at that matchup against Meridian earlier this week, the rebounding game really failed ICC. They let a lot of guys just come flying in and get some tip-ins. Get a hard foul there underneath.
I think he thought he got all ball. And guess what? I think he got all ball, but we'll take the call.
Yeah, the continuation of that, right? Got to keep on moving through it, and he made contact with Webb. And we'll get a Renaissance Bank scoreboard update. Mississippi Gulf Coast leading in the women's matchup 42-24 as that game has now reached the halftime intermission. So it's all Gulf Coast down there. in that girls matchup. Again, that scoreboard update brought to you by Renaissance Bank. Whether you're opening a checking account, starting a business, or looking to expand, Renaissance has the tools to set you up for success. Visit RenaissanceBank.com for more information. Webb missed the first free throw. It's still an 11-point lead. Second one good. And it's now 12-point advantage for ICC. They'll apply a little bit of pressure here. Now try to fall back. A three-pointer off and tipped around. It'll stay with Gulf Coast. And they got a foul down there.
Got an injury timeout, I believe.
Player down there along the baseline.
One of the ICC players. We cannot see the number at this moment.
Down underneath the basket, so we will have a timeout on the floor for that. ICC leading by 12. Looks like it. Trying to figure out for sure who that is. That's Josh Lee, who's shaking up down along the baseline. 7:01 to go in this ball game, and Lee will get some assistance off the floor here. May have caught an elbow or something of the sort down there along the baseline, but he is up and walking off on his own power toward the bench. Good to see. Have that break there for that.
Josh has been our steady point guard all year. Played extremely well for the Indians. Hope he's okay.
Yeah, he's off and looks to be okay as he'll start jogging his way back toward the locker room. 72-60, and we're going to get out there and try to dry up that spot on the floor.
I need to get the name of this towel, the guy that does the towel. He's been outstanding this year. He goes out, look, the fans are cheering for him. Look at him.
Yeah,
look at the style.
He's been fairly busy tonight, too.
I'm talking about the guy that cleans the court up for us, that sits on the bench.
Yeah, he's a busy
He's
kid.
an MVP.
Got it done there, and now it's Gulf Coast basketball needing to go on a little bit of a scoring spurt. They'll get an open look underneath, the easy layup. It's a good way to start it for them. Idell Walton lays it in.
He's come off the bench, given them 6 big points, cut it to 10, 6:40 left.
And a turnover.
In the ball game, and someone passed it to Grant Pate, who happens to be out of bounds as our coach, and it's their ball.
It doesn't count, unfortunately.
No,
he
and
can't get an assist.
He did not want to catch it, believe me.
They tried to get it to Robinson there up along the sideline after that pressure. So Gulf Coast trying to steal a possession here and get back within single digits. Work it along the perimeter. Sanders looks, now drives fairly easily inside. Back around, they whip it to the right wing, shot short. And it's collected by Webb off the rim.
They got the shot they wanted. They fed the ball around the perimeter, got an open three-pointer and missed it.
And it's Marshall on the right wing working off a screen from Robinson. Robinson with a back cut to the basket, but Webb didn't see him. And Webb will reset. Robinson with a great night, a career and a high for him. As it's Marshall looking, almost walked there. Gulf Coast folks were wanting to walk. Now they'll get one on the other side. This is Kevon Pearson.
Dylan, we got 6 minutes left in the ball game. ICC Indians 72, Mississippi Gulf Coast Bulldogs 62. Still got time. We've seen Gulf Coast make a run in the first half. See if they can make another run here. Down by 10 with the ball, 5:50 left in the ball game.
They were down 15 with 5.5 left in that first half and cut it to 5. They need another spurt here. Do they have enough gas left in the tank? They'll go out along the right wing, working off another screen. Nice bounce pass and reverse lay-in offline. That was almost really pretty there.
It was. He had too much English on it, came off the rim.
Quick shot here, but knocked in. From the top of the key, George Marshall leads the team in three-point percentage, and that shows you why right there. It's a 13-point advantage.
Beautiful.
Layup in transition and a timeout called by ICC. Nice transition hoop. Now it's a 15-point lead for the Indians. Amazing little flurry there for Itawamba. They'll try to finish things off when we return from break. They lead 77-62 on the ICC Sports Network.
Ooh, fumble. Let's give her a Renaissance replay. Make the right call with Renaissance and get cell phone protection with Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking. Sign up today.
$5 for my own money?
That's a bad call. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking with ATM refunds today.
Ever since we opened our doors in 1964, Davis Ford in Fulton has been committed to providing the highest level of customer service and customer satisfaction. That level of commitment is shown in our 18 Ford President's Awards for overall customer experience. Whether you're looking for a tune-up, a trade-in, or a new F-150, the team at Davis Ford is here to serve you. Come see us today in Fulton. Call us at 662-862-3711 or visit us online at davisfordsales.com. Davis Ford, small-town dealership, small-town prices.
ICC leads Gulf Coast 77-62 on a 5-point run here as there's a kick ball. It'll stay with Gulf Coast. Nice little flurry there. Hit the three and then got the quick takeaway in transition and was able to get a layup.
You know, the multi-talented Lee Adams in Sports Information came up with the name of the guy, our towel man that sits on the bench for us, is Gabriel Smith. Gabriel does a great job cleaning up the court, and he has to be on the court about as much as the players because you got people falling down all the time. Good job, Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel staying busy, especially tonight. There was a meet at the hoop kind of play, and Darius Dawson will go to the line. He was met there by Jaden Webb, who picked up his second foul. Nice aggressive take by Dawson, pretty brave too, against the size of Webb, and he'll make the first. What's that putt?
23.
So all three of his points in the second half have been at the stripe.
And he has not missed a free throw. Maybe he'll miss now since I mentioned that.
5:01 to go in this contest. 77-63, ICC leading. In a game that was 50-45 at halftime. We were spoiled in that first half. Things have slowed down since then.
No doubt about it.
Considering. Pressure being applied. ICC will get it past the midline and can really settle down. Quick jumper here by Horace, rebounded out by Sanders. And now
good defense by the
back
Indians.
With the basketball is Horace after getting that takeaway, and we're going to get a backcourt violation. Forgot where the line was. As Marshall retrieved that ball, but he was beyond the big block eye there at midcourt. 77-64, and Gulf Coast will get the ball back. That's what you don't want to see right with the lead. You're trying to protect the lead. You don't want to get a cheap turnover like that.
You don't. Do they have enough left in the tank? They're down by 13, 4.5 minutes left in the ball game. We're getting ready to see.
And you see a lot of guys in sweatpants on their sideline, right? There's almost more guys sitting on the bench in sweatpants and joggers.
Right.
Than there are players remaining. As there's a shot offline from three-point range and somehow tipped around for the rebound, and it's Dawson driving inside. He'll lay it up and in. You got to give him credit. He's played with a lot of heart tonight. Team that has seemingly been down double digits all night long except for a flurry near the end of the first half.
Indians by 11 with the ball, 4 minutes left in the ball game.
And they have battled with ICC in the early part of this second half as well, but it's been a late run by the Indians. It's gotten them comfortably ahead here, 11 points with 3:45 to go, and it looks like they're going to start churning some clock. Some contact there on that three. Tried to draw the foul. Coach Pate was wanting it. Didn't get the call. Now Gulf Coast will try to answer. Need to start creating early in the shot clock if you're Gulf Coast. They'll work off a screen trying to get an open three attempt. Won't get anything there. Sanders being patient now, step back, and that's off the front iron. It's Marshall trying to work in transition. He's got a one-on-one, and he'll get fouled down underneath the basket.
Is that goaltending on the block?
Close.
I don't think they're going to call it. I don't think they saw it.
I'm trying to say, I guess it was on its way up. They're discussing. Going to be 2 free throws for Marshall. That's 7th team foul for Gulf Coast. So Marshall, 2 big free throws coming up, and he'll knock down the first. Kamari Marshall averaging 10.8 points per game, 3rd on the team in that category, and his 88% free throw percentage. I'll tell you after this.
Nope.
Well, never mind. I was
You
going to say it
jinxed
leads
him.
the
You
team.
jinxed him,
I was
Dylan.
trying to hold the jinx. He's had 20 or more points in 3 games this year, does Marshall. Here's a corner three dialed up and good by Javon Anderson. And the pressure being cranked up by Gulf Coast.
They're down by 9, and we have gotten a turnover
This
here.
ball is turned over.
That's
So
what they needed. Got still 3 minutes left in the ball game. Gulf Coast has the ball,
Single
down by
digits.
9.
Yeah, not over yet. Don't go anywhere.
They took Darius Dawson out. I bet he's going to be out about 10 seconds.
Yeah,
he's trying to get a blow here.
Yeah, the pressure applied there really affected that pass. It's a couple times now that the pressure's gotten to ICC. They've had the backcourt and another pass right there on that same sideline. There's a short attempt at a three by Anderson. The guys just got to be fairly tired, right?
No doubt tired. That ball was short. Good defense by the Indians. We had the ball with a 9-point lead, 2 minutes, 43 seconds left in the ball game.
Damari Marshall looked like he was going out. Instead, it'll be Webb. And in is Colby Horace out of Spanish Fort, Alabama for ICC. Substitution brought to you by the State Farm insurance agent, Brandon Poland. For all your insurance needs, whether it be home, auto, or life, give State Farm insurance agent Brandon Poland a call at 862-9648. That's 862-9648 and get a free quote on your insurance needs. 2:25 to go until this one's final. It's ICC nursing a 9-point lead.
Running some clock here, Dylan.
Floater by Lee. That's short, but a big offensive board by Robinson. He's fouled. He'll go to the line. Had the opportunity there to pull it back out, but he liked his matchup there, had the defender up in the air and just went ahead and drew the foul. Almost got it to fall. So Robinson will try to add to his career night.
2 free throws, 2:15 left in the ball game. Indians by 9 can extend it to 11 if Robinson makes these free throws.
Shot is good by Robinson. 2:15 to go, and we'll have Dawson back into the ball game. A little offense there coming back onto the floor as Javion Gordon will step off. ICC had won 10 straight games before losing earlier this week at Meridian in overtime. Trying to start another streak tonight. All streaks start at 1, right, Jim?
No doubt about it. Good job by Rock. Knocked down both free throws. Extended the lead to 11. Coming up with 2 minutes left in the ball game. ICC by 11.
We'll try to slow them up a little bit, run a little bit of time. Pressured in the half court. Now a three in the corner. Off. Marshall gets the board, and looks like they'll hit the brakes now.
They might have to start fouling. We got an 11-point lead with the ball, under 2 minutes. And we're going to run the clock, no doubt about it. 20 seconds left, shot clock, and I'm just eating my words here.
Drive inside.
I would have run some clock. Let me put it that way.
He had the lane. That's one thing. ICC does not leave a uncontested lane open.
And
right?
he's getting to the free throw line, so I give him credit on that.
Take it when you can get it, right, on the inside, and that's what happened there for Marshall. Just attacked a Gulf Coast defense that was on their heels a bit. Makes the first. It's 81-69 with 1:48 to go in tonight's ball game.
12-point lead, can extend it to 13.
DeMarcus Poe out from Gulf Coast as both free throws are made by Marshall.
George now has 8 points for the Indians. Indians extend this lead to 13. A minute 40 left in the ball game.
Javon Anderson up top, right along the right wing. Back to Sanders. Sanders three. That's short again. Short has been the calling card, right? Just
on number 5. He's got a good-looking shot, but he's been short 4 or 5 times on three-pointers.
And a turnover. Well, actually, they're going to say it was tipped out of bounds by Gulf Coast by Javion Gordon. So it'll stay right here with ICC as it pounded off the front of that scorer's table.
We got a 13-point lead, 22-second shot clock. Will they start fouling? They're going to let it run out. Run some clock, guys. You got a 13-point lead, a minute 15 left in the ball game. Gulf Coast is not fouling.
Yeah, it's good to see Lee back out there as well after being shaken up earlier. He's driving middle of the lane, not showing any caution to the wind there as he'll go back up after getting a putback attempt, and he'll get fouled.
Good job. As you mentioned, glad to see Josh Lee back on the court. Good drive going to the free throw line.
So Lee will take a couple of shots here with 66 seconds to go in this contest. Again, tonight's game also brought to you by Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, located at 499 Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. The Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi is the preferred choice of orthopedic care. It's Lee at the line. short on the first one. 82-69 ICC. Looking at their 17th win of the year. Looking like they're going to get to 8-1 at home and 6-1 in the conference.
Be 7-1 in the conference.
Oh, yeah, 7-1 in the conference.
The outstanding force. Lee got that extra one there.
So 83-69. Gulf Coast really in no hurry. And shot up and off there. Rebound offensively, and we'll get a foul underneath on Itawamba.
Guess on Rock Robinson.
They got Josh Lee, actually.
Josh Lee, okay.
Yeah, his third. 52 seconds to go here.
Good win for the Indians.
Really
got
nice.
Nice comeback after losing the other night. 14-point lead, 52 seconds left. Dylan, I'm going to give you a lot of credit. You got us to win tonight.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That shot missed. Rebounded by ICC, and they're right at their season average. They're averaging 82 points per game at 83 right now is the Indians. And that pass stripped out of bounds, and we will get a Gulf Coast possession here with 45 seconds. So we'll take a look at the Renaissance Bank scoreboard from down the state. Gulf Coast and ICC women's matchup. It's Gulf Coast in that one, 48-26. Again, that scoreboard update brought to you by Renaissance Bank.
Third quarter, I guess.
Getting 5:42 to go in the third. Shot offline there. Robinson with the rebound, and they can almost kill this clock. There's about a 6-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock.
No reason to foul. This game is over. Indians are going to win. They're up by 14. 20 seconds left in the ball game. Good comeback win for the Indians against a gutsy Gulf Coast team.
Drive inside by Marshall. It's tipped away. A fast break. And a little late dunk there at the end for Darius Dawson. With 11 seconds to go. Get a little bit of a flash there. He had a great game.
No doubt about it.
For Gulf Coast, but it's not enough as ICC will run down these final 7 seconds. And they will bounce back after that loss earlier this week to win this one 83-71 here at home in the Davis Event Center. They're now 17-2, 7-1 in the conference, 8-1 at home this season. Gulf Coast 9-12 on the year and falls to 3-6 within the conference. And this year they're now 0-9 on the road.
No
so they continue the rough patch of a road matchups. We'll have our post-game report brought to you by Renaissance Bank when we return. You're watching ICC basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
Ooh, fumble. Let's give her a Renaissance replay. Make the right call with Renaissance and get cell phone protection with Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking. Sign up today.
$5 for my own money?
That's a bad call. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking with ATM refunds today.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
Welcome back to the Renaissance Bank post-game show. Dylan Hutton alongside Jim Ingram here on this Thursday night where ICC is victorious. Win number 17 on the year to get to 17-2. A nice bounce-back win, 83-71 over Gulf Coast as Gulf Coast falls to 9-12 overall and 3-6 in the conference. And Jim, just a great outing for several ICC players. A nice bounce-back win. They didn't come out lackadaisical or even groggy like
no, they didn't.
A couple of days ago, playing an extra session in overtime and losing, after a hard-fought game. They really came out with some energy tonight and got it done here at home.
Good job. Good win at home. Good crowd tonight. Of course, we got bad weather, but a lot of people came out, and just a good win. Let me go over some of the stats here. Again, Indians win 83-71 to go 7-1 in the division. As Dylan mentioned, 17-2 overall. Leading the scoring tonight, Rock Robinson had 18. Jaden Webb had a great game. His most points, I think, ever. He had 13 points. Josh Lee, steady point guard, had 12 points tonight. Chris Minton had 8, hit some big threes. Jamari Marshall had 5. Pearson came off the bench, got 7 points in the second half. George Marshall had 8. Tyree Singleton came off the bench, gave us 6 points. Gulf Coast Bulldogs, we talked about Darius Dawson, 6'5" sophomore, all night tonight from South Carolina, led their team with 28 points. Javon Anderson, the other South Carolina player, had 13 points. Poe had 4. Walton had 6. Sanders had 6. Robinson had 5. Gordon had 7. And Carter had 2. But it was the Indians tonight winning 83-71 on a great bounce-back win.
Yeah, the theme tonight was Gulf Coast kind of hanging in there, right? They took a 15-point deficit against ICC and cut it to 5 at halftime. 50-45 was the score, and then ICC, they kind of hung around with ICC there for the majority of the second half, and then they went on that little spurt with about 8 minutes to go and kind of outpaced Gulf Coast from there. Just a nice win here at home, and
no doubt about it.
Getting set for another big week.
A great win, and Dylan, we were glad to have you tonight. Great support, of course, tonight from Lee Adams, Raphael Henry. We mentioned Adam Gores in Louisiana with the softball team. Good luck to Coach Ernest as they had 5 games this weekend to start out their season.
Yeah, big weekend for them. Again, this was the Renaissance Bank post-game report. Whether you're opening a checking account, starting a business, or looking to expand, Renaissance has the tools to set you up for success. Visit RenaissanceBank.com to learn more. And, Jim, we got to get you for the Sam's Town Market Star of the game. Who are you going to give that to?
I'm going to give it to Rock Robinson. A lot of players played well tonight, but Rock kind of got us going early in the game, had 12 first-half points, hit the boards well, played well, rebounded defense. Let's give Rock the player of the game. Thought he played well.
Yeah, career high for Rock Robinson. That's brought to you by Sam's Town Market, as he is your star of the game. It's your source for fresh meat, produce, dairy, and local products, located on Highway 371 North, right in the heart of Manatee. Stop by and see Sam Ferris and the fine folks at Sam's Town Market today.
Dylan, I left somebody out. C.J. Adams helped us tonight doing photography out on the court as Lee was upstairs with us helping us out. Thank you, CJ, for your efforts.
And we thank all of our sponsors as well. And what's going to do it tonight for tonight's action at ICC? ICC wins at 83-71. Join us back here on the ICC Sports Network on Monday when the Lady Indians play host to Northwest. The First American National Bank opening tip-off scheduled for 5:30 here in the DEC, with coverage beginning at 5:15. From our game crew, Raphael Henry, Taylor Land, Lee Adams, and Jim Ingram, I'm Dylan Hutton saying good night from Fulton.
This broadcast is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars in Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, Davis Ford, First American National Bank, TM Realtor Agent Ricky Murphy, Max Home, the ICC Baptist Student Union, Cagle Eye Center, Bank Okolona, Sam's Town Market in Manatee, State Farm Insurance Agent Brandon Poland, the ICC Wesley Foundation, the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association, and donations to the Sports Information Indian Club from viewers like you.